Welcome back, everyone. Today we are going on what I like to call an architectural digest tour of nature's absolute master builders. We're going to take a look at a construction process that is so incredibly fine-tuned and so perfectly efficient that it genuinely puts modern human engineering to shame. In this explainer, we are breaking down exactly how bees build a beehive, uncovering the absolute magic behind the honey. So let's dive right into this. Have you ever actually stopped and wondered how bees build these amazing homes? I mean, we see these elaborate structures hanging from sturdy oak branches, or tucked quietly into the eaves of our roofs, or neatly stacked in beekeeper boxes. But the actual mechanics of how they get there, from basically nothing, is staggering. This isn't just, throwing some mud and twigs together in a tree. It's a highly sophisticated, multi-phase operation. Part 1. Starting the construction project, the foundation. The whole process kicks off with a very clear chronological sequence. And it's truly fascinating because this massive endeavor begins with just one solitary individual. Step 1. The queen bee finds a suitable place to live. She acts as the ultimate scout, kind of the visionary for this new development, evaluating the real estate for safety and space. But she doesn't actually do the heavy lifting herself. Once she claims the location, we hit step 2. The worker bees gather around her. It's this specific gathering, this critical mass of workers responding to their queen's signal, that triggers step 3. The exact moment the incredible construction project officially begins. Now, when I say workers, we aren't talking about a small crew of a dozen contractors arriving in a pickup truck. We are talking about thousands. Thousands of worker bees arrive on the scene almost simultaneously. Just imagine a human construction site where thousands of workers suddenly show up, they're instantly organized and instantly ready to execute a shared, complex vision without a single paper blueprint or a project manager yelling through a megaphone. That sheer scale of the workforce is exactly what makes the astonishing speed and efficiency of the hive possible. Part 2. The hexagon engineering secret, the blueprint and materials. Okay, this next fact completely changes how you think about building materials. Unlike human builders who have to chop down trees, forge steel, and ship concrete across the country to a build site, worker bees actually manufacture their own building materials internally. They literally produce tiny flakes of wax from special glands right on their own bodies. Then, and this requires immense physical effort, they have to chew this wax to soften it, making it pliable enough to manually shape into perfect geometric forms. They are the factory, the transportation fleet, and the skilled construction workers, all seamlessly rolled into one tiny insect. They shape this chewed, softened wax into very specific geometric forms, which leads us to the ultimate engineering question. But why hexagons, right? Of all the infinite shapes in the universe, perfect circles, sturdy squares, rigid triangles, why does every single honeybee instinctually and universally build a six-sided hexagon? Well, this brilliantly illustrates the absolute genius of nature. The bees have essentially solved a highly complex mathematical optimization problem. They construct hexagons because this specific shape strikes the ultimate balance. It stores the absolute most amount of honey while simultaneously using the least amount of wax. Think about it. If they built circles, there'd be empty, wasted gaps between every single cell. Squares or triangles, they just wouldn't offer the same structural integrity combined with volume efficiency. The hexagon is the absolute perfect trade-off in resource management. They expend the absolute minimum amount of bodily energy producing the wax, but gain the maximum possible storage space. It is pure, unadulterated engineering perfection. Part 3. Zoning the honeycomb, the floor plan. Let's establish our definitions here to truly appreciate the architecture. A honeycomb is a structure created by connecting these wax cells together, one by one. It's a meticulous, highly repetitive process requiring immense precision. Every wall is shared with the adjacent cell, creating a unified network. But this honeycomb isn't just a random, chaotic cluster of wax. It is the foundational framework of their entire city planning. It is a highly organized grid designed entirely for survival. Just like any well-designed human city has strictly defined residential zones, industrial zones, and agricultural zones, the honeycomb is meticulously zoned for specific life-sustaining functions. The hive basically relies on 3 clear, distinct purposes for these interconnected cells. Some are dedicated purely to storing honey. That's their vital energy reserve for the winter. Others are utilized specifically for holding pollen, their crucial protein source. And perhaps most importantly, some cells are strictly designated as nurseries, where the fragile baby bees safely grow. The hive is a multifunctional, thriving ecosystem completely and seamlessly integrated into one continuous physical structure. So the crucial point here is how this all scales up without collapsing into chaos. As more bees join the work, the hive expands rapidly. It's a dynamic, living construction site that never hits a bottleneck. Despite the chaotic appearance of thousands of buzzing insects working shoulder to shoulder, there is absolutely no confusion. Every single bee has a specific role, and they execute that role with remarkable precision. It's perfectly synchronized teamwork on a macroscopic level, allowing the rapid, flawless expansion of their perfectly zoned city. Part 4. Nature's greatest masterpiece, the completed project. This timeline really drives home the staggering speed of this entire operation. It starts with just the solitary queen finding a prime location. Then we see the massive expansion phase where thousands join in, immediately utilizing those precise roles we just discussed. And the result? Within mere weeks, a fully functional, highly complex beehive is created, an absolute engineering masterpiece built entirely by nature, from scratch, in a matter of weeks. It is one of the most efficient, mathematically optimized homes on Earth, conceptualized, sourced, and built faster than human builders can usually even secure a preliminary zoning permit. It really makes you reconsider our place in the natural order of things, doesn't it? As our source material beautifully concludes, nature's greatest architects might not be humans. They might just be bees. Next time you happen to see a honeycomb, I hope you remember the thousands of workers, the flawless biological geometry, and the rapid, silent precision that went into constructing it. Are we really the undisputed master builders of this planet, or do we still have quite a few things to learn from the hive? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep wondering, keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.